Hi everyone, Swezi here. Today, I want to talk about 5 mistakes that small channels like mine make here on YouTube. So, as you can see, my channel is not as big as other channels. So I thought I'd just kind of like share what I've observed for the last 1 year that I've been on YouTube. By that I mean posting consistently. So yeah, I've been able to find out like maybe some 5 things that small channels like mine do. That maybe if you don't do these things, you may kind of like either excel a little bit quicker here on YouTube. So yeah, I wish I knew these things when I just started YouTube, but now that I'm here, I thought I'd share with some of you that have just started YouTube. But also, if you're a small channel like mine, I'd like to hear your thoughts in terms of how have you been able to kind of like work towards growing your channel, and how has everything been, just to hear your experience. So that I can be able to learn from you as well. So yeah, let me quickly go into the mistakes that small YouTubers do. The first one, and this one is a very important one, I'll say comparison with big channels. Now, let's be honest, YouTube has a lot of players, or I'd say a lot of channels. So the moment you get on YouTube, likely you have a niche, or you have a market, or a target market that you have in your mind. And now the moment you go into that target market, you find out like they're big channels within that niche, right? So you start sharing, and one thing that happens is you start comparing yourself with these big channels. For example, if you start a channel like mine where we're doing career consulting, let's say scholarships and everything, you go in, then you find some big channels that have maybe, let's say, 100,000 subscribers, and a lot of videos that have gone maybe over 1 million views. Now you get to look at that, and then you look at your channel, you'll be like, okay, I think there's a lot of work to do. Now, sometimes what happens is you use those big channels as your yardstick to say, if I am to reach their level, it means I'm successful on YouTube. All right, but that's not always the case, because most of us get on YouTube with different reasons. Sometimes, I believe most of the times, like for educational channels like mine, we just need to make an impact. So sometimes you can get obsessed with like, okay, let me get as big as this channel that I've found here in this niche market, so that we can get like to the same level. But I mean, when I look back now, I'm like, okay, you know what? Where's it? Just do Where's instead of like comparing with others. Now, you can learn from others. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you shouldn't learn from others, but the thing is, learn from them, but don't compare yourself with them in the way like, okay, maybe I should just do everything as they're doing so that I'll get success. No. At the end of the day, you can learn some other things from them, but you just have to remain true to yourself. Now, so that's the first mistake that small YouTubers like me make, comparing ourselves with other uh, YouTube channels, bigger ones. Now, the second mistake that we make as small YouTubers is wanting quick results, wanting microwave results. We get on YouTube, we post our first 5 videos, and then we're expecting to just blow up. I mean, it does happen to some other YouTubers, but to be honest, for most of us, we have to kind of like slowly and consistently build up our YouTube channels. But for most of the times, we're thinking like, you know what? The moment I upload this video, maybe you've spent like 5 hours working on one video, so you think the moment I upload this video, it will just blow up, it will go viral, and then you realize that the video that you worked hard the most on is not performing as you thought it would. Now, that can be frustrating, right? But the thing is, you kind of like just have to know that YouTube is kind of like something that you have to take long term. You shouldn't just look at the short term benefits. Yes, you can go viral, but I'd say the chances are somehow slim, specifically for long form videos compared to, let's say, like TikTok. So yeah, that's the second mistake that we make. We just want quick results. We just want a lot of subscribers. We just want a lot of views just with like 5 videos. Now, you look at people like, let me just give an example. Let's say Mr. Beast. Like, those are big YouTubers, right? They post a video within 10 minutes, it has like over thousands and thousands of views. But I mean, they have like a large audience. So I would say you don't have to kind of like want quick results. If you're just new to YouTube, kind of like just have to build up one after the other. Yep. Now, the third mistake that we make as small YouTubers is hyper fixation on analytics, or an obsession with the analytics. Now, I understand there's this saying that says, if it can't be measured, then it can't be managed, right? Cool. But the thing is, sometimes you're always there in YouTube Studio, always looking for like, what are the new comments? how many views does this video have now, or like has any of my videos gone viral? Like, where are we? It's like you're always hyper obsessed with like just wanting to see the analytics. Now it's good to know the analytics because it kind of like helps you to know your target market, to know like your audience, to know the geography that you're serving the most. It really does help, right? But the thing is, if you have like a super obsession with that, you may find yourself being mixed up into the results and not the input. Now, one thing that I've learned about YouTube is that to some extent you have, not like to some extent, to be honest, you have control over the input that you put in, but to some extent you don't have um, the control over the output. Have you noted that sometimes you have a video that you think will blow up, it doesn't blow up? Sometimes you do a video and you just post it, but before you know it, it's one of the best videos that you've done or that has like the best results. So I'm simply saying, yes, do check your analytics, check how you're performing, check your videos, check your audience and everything, but you shouldn't just like center all your attention on this one. I'm looking at the analytics, because let me say one thing that happens: you can easily get frustrated if you're just focusing on analytics. You know, you work on a video, let's say for 5 days, you're just working on that video, making sure that it's perfect. Now you load it, you upload it on YouTube, only to find that you have like what, 50 views in the first 2 days. You'd be like, guys, I worked hard for this video. All right, but to be honest, to some extent, you can't control the output. Yes, you can have a good thumbnail, you can have like a good title and everything, but to some extent, yeah, you just have to focus on the input. Now, putting good input, I mean, you're more likely finding better output. So yeah, so that's the third thing that I'll talk about as a mistake that we small YouTube channels make. Now, on to number 4, the fourth mistake that we make as small YouTubers. Now, this is kind of like the third one, but this one is a hyper obsession over the most performing or the best performing video. Now, you can have like, let's say 50 or 70 videos, but you have one that has like, let's say 100,000 views. Now you're always focusing on that one, going to check like the analytics. Like, oh, what else can I do about? Can I do a video similar to this one? Yes, you can do something similar to it, but what happens is you even forget to put effort in any other videos in terms of like promoting them or the thumbnail, because you have one that is super successful. You're like, let me just focus on this one. So what I'm simply trying to say is, if possible, try to equally distribute your attention or your focus on any other videos. Because if you just focus on one video to say this is like the best video that is performing well, so everything will just focus on this one, you may find yourself losing your way. All right. So point number 5, like the last mistake that we make, maybe this is even the most important one, specifically for educational channels like mine. Sometimes we do forget the impact, or sometimes we do forget the impact that we're bringing to the people that are watching. Or maybe let me say it this way, to say sometimes we do forget why we started this YouTube channel. I wanted to say these YouTube channels, but yeah, sometimes we do forget why we started the channel. Main reason for starting a channel like mine was to kind of like help people, to bring an impact on people's lives in terms of like career, consulting, school, and a little bit maybe of entertainment here and there. But sometimes you kind of like forget, you're just chasing the next performing video, you're chasing the next views, you're just chasing the next subscribers. Like that becomes like your focus now, instead of focusing on like, okay, how many could, or instead of focusing on the impact that you're making on people's lives, you're focused on, this didn't get many views. For example, you can have a video that only has, let's say, 50 views here on YouTube. In your mind, to be honest, that would be like, this video is not successful because it only has 50 views. But if you had to look at maybe the 5 people that watched that video, maybe it has impacted their lives quite a lot. But I mean, sometimes you can't know this up until someone brings it up to you. But sometimes you even forget, like, okay, the videos that has less views, it's still an impactful video to those that watched it, right? So yeah, sometimes you can forget that the reason why you started this whole thing, and then you're just chasing views, chasing subscribers, and then yeah. So that's it, guys. I thought I'd just share what I've been able to experience for the last 1 year. So I'm a culprit for most of these. I'd say maybe all of these, not most of these, for all of these, because it's my experience as well. So yeah, if you are just a small YouTube channel, I'd like to hear from you. Like, what are some of the mistakes you think we do make as small YouTube channels? Yeah, I'd just like to learn from you as well. I hope you find this video helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video.